created your Onshape account, it's probably worth creating a folder for this project. I've already created a folder that can be seen here called Resin Poured Tea Light Holder. You may want to do something like that, or even give that your name. So for example, I'll create that, which creates me a folder here. If I then click on that folder, there will of course be no documents inside my folder. So now let's create a new document, and I'm going to call this Resin Poured Tea Light Holder. I'll click OK. Of course, if you wanted to, that could also be your name as well. Give it a moment and it should open a screen something like you see on here now. If I hold down the right mouse button, I can spin my planes round whilst holding down. If I hold the left mouse button, what that does is it picks different things, okay, depending what I want to select. If I hold the mouse wheel down, I can slide up and down, and if I roll the mouse wheel forward or backwards, I can zoom in and out. Okay, so right mouse button can spin, or we can even spin here, again, just by using the right mouse button, or we can quickly look at a face if we wanted to, okay, in that kind of manner. So I'll just get us back to where we were to begin with, which was something like that, with the front, right and top planes. What I'd like you to do is add a sketch to the top plane. So a new sketch to this plane here, the top plane. Okay, and what we want to do is look at our plane, okay, directly from above, so we can spin our work round. We can press top on here, which will spin our work to look at it in 2D. Then what we need to do is use a corner rectangle tool and start by drawing our rectangle. Now ideally you want to draw from this point across the planes to this point. Then if you press the D key on your keyboard, that stands for dimension, we can dimension the total length, and we want this to be 290, and hit enter. Zoom out. I want the total height to be 55, okay, or the width, should I say. This is from the top view. But then also what we want to do, and this is to make life easier afterwards, is to dimension from the middle. So I want to dimension from this line to this line here, which gives me my halfway point. I want half of 290, so 145. I want to repeat that for this line and halfway. And in this instance, I want to be 27.5. That puts my rectangle exactly in the middle of my planes. If I spin round, you can see what I have, okay, like so. So now I'm ready to accept and pick on this tool, this feature, sorry, called Extrude. Okay, so this is a feature. I then want to pick on my rectangular block and I want to extrude that up 35 millimeters. So we can either do it this way by dragging up the white handle, or we can type in there. So we've added a 35 millimeter block up in the air, and then we can accept. So that is the starting point for our design work. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to look at adding holes, and we're going to look at splitting the work into 3 sections to define where the resin is. Then we'll start looking at adding shaping to the rectangular block.